What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to have the best drop in Fortnite at any location, no matter where you're dropping, no matter what the bus route is. Alright? Before I get into this video, I want to go ahead and ask you guys to follow my Kick. I just started streaming on Kick right here. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to get my followers up. And let's get into the video. Before I get into the technique of dropping, how to fly right, how to deploy your glider correctly, if you guys want, you can go into landingtutorial.com, and depending on any bus route you want and where you want to drop, wherever your hot drop is, where you like to drop, let's say you like to drop lavish, let's say a little further, let's say you like to drop classy, right on the tennis courts. All right, you're gonna go ahead and be on bus route and then find best drop based on this bus route. This is going to give you the exact spot you want to place your marker here when you jump. You want to jump right here, fly in the straightest line you can, and deploy your glider at that exact spot, and that will give you the perfect drop for tennis courts. This map is really helpful. Go ahead and use it and play around with it and figure out some of your best drops. I haven't really used it because I have to be perfectly right on time. You know, sometimes I like to scout out my drop. I'd probably deploy my glider just somewhere over this water area. If you want to really perfect your drop, this map is the most useful tool you can find. That last clip I made, I made it just at the end of last season, so I'm finishing this video now, and I can confirm that landingtutorial.com does update. It's got the new map in here. It'll still give you the best drop. Invaluable resource, especially if you're competing. Like cash cups, you've got a landing spot. If you're competing in FNCS, you really want to get your drop like perfect. You want to be the first one there. So this is an invaluable tool for that. It gives you no question at all of where to drop to get your perfect drop. I'm gonna hop into a game here. I'm not gonna use the landing tool, landingtutorial.com, although I do encourage you guys to try it out, see how well it works. I'm just going to show you my technique. I'm often in my group of friends like the first one to get to a landing spot, especially if it's far away, and they say I'm hacking. They're like, what are you doing? How are you always beating us? So I'm just here to show you my technique, which is the technique you're gonna need to use if you're going a longer distance. Even if you use the landingtutorial.com, if you're not using this technique I'm about to show you, you won't be able to hit that marker before other people do. The key to this technique is getting your glide as flat as possible without losing the velocity you've got. We're gonna try to land at classy courts up here. So I'm gonna wait until the bus gets to right about here. You kind of want to wait until the distance numbers you see stop dropping so fast. So I'm going to jump out almost perpendicular because it is so far. And now here's the key. So I'm going to move my cursor up towards the horizon very slowly and watch for the camera change. Right there, camera changed. That's my glide is like I'm not going as fast. So I want to go back down, see that camera change. Now I've got my speed again. This is the perfect Goldilocks zone. This is right where you want to be to get your speed at the highest it can be, and then also be getting as much distance as you can. And then I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to pull my glider out. And sometimes you do pull your glider out before, like you could keep dropping. Sometimes you do want to pull your glider early though, so that you'll actually make it and you don't have too low of a drop. And that's the case when the drop is pretty far from the bus. That's my dropping technique. If you use that, you keep that flat drop in mind, coupling that with the landingtutorial.com, you will almost always have the best drop, and you'll be beating your competitors to your drop every time. So we're going to try one more, and this time we're going to use the landingtutorial.com just to show you the technique for that. So let's say we want to land reckless right there. So let me go back. Landing tutorial. We've got the bus going like this, and we want to go reckless. So give me find best drop. All right, so we're gonna want to see it's actually telling us to deploy our glider here and then alter course just a little bit. So let's try that out. It looked like right about there. So we're gonna go straight to, and yeah, so it looked like it had it right over the road, which is a low point. It's almost always going to be right on a low point. So again, I want to kind of stretch it out to make sure my glider doesn't pull too early. And the key here is to get the very center of your triangle on that mini map. See, I pulled it a little too early, so I wanted to go flatter. And then right when the center of thy triangle gets over that marker that landing tutorial tells you to, you want to dive down straight so that you pull your glider right at that exact spot. As you guys can see, the landingtutorial.com is really best used for if you know where you want to drop. You can play around with a lot of various bus routes and really figure out where the best glider deploys are based on general kind of bus routes. It's difficult to get the timing right, to line up the bus route right when you see it in lobby, and then you have like 10 seconds to like line it up and choose your spot. It can be done, especially if you have like a second monitor. I'm trying to do it on one monitor. If you play around with it, you can kind of get an idea of the angles based on distance, a good idea of low points of where to drop at different POIs. Really, the important point of this video is that technique of flying flat as possible to have the most velocity forward. You can go down a little bit, but you really want to make sure that you have that chance to deploy your glider right at that low point. I hope this video made sense. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If there's anything that doesn't make sense to you, let me know. I'd really appreciate a follow and a subscribe. You know, I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to grow my presence here, so show some love, you know, and I'll show it back. So let's get this. Have a great day, guys.